stays closed, but not today as the sun is out here at NRG Stadium in Houston. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans.
Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Taken about 7 yards deep, and he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Second and 12 at the 23-yard line.
At the 23, it's second and 12. From the gun, here's Watson. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 16 yards, a first down.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Here's Watson. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Watson now to throw. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dane Cruikshank, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at the 41-yard line. From the gun, it's McDonald. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Here now is second and 10, again from the 41. Throwing again. McDonald eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up third and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a third and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's McDonald to throw. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Excellent play there on third down. Give him 25 yards.
Down, Jacksonville.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 34. First carry for Leonard Fournette. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
27, Leonard Fournette, the ball.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. A shotgun give to Fournette. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
On the play. And it's 3rd down.
Out of the gun, McDonald. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tease Tabor. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, but it's going to be 2nd down.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. They're going to run the jet sweep. It's Cobb with it. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now they try to catch him by surprise there on 3rd down, but this defense, they were all over the jet sweep.
And it's oftentimes all about what you're doing on the backside of the defense, whether it's the defensive end or the outside backer, who's setting the edge. And if they don't get blown off the line of scrimmage, they can really wreck a play. And in this case, they were able to make the tackle for a loss as a result.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. McDonald escaping the pressure right. And finding the tight end Wilson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down. And the young buck showing that ability, that agility to dance outside of the pocket, complete the deep ball.
And don't think for a second that the coaching staff didn't have their heart rate accelerate a little bit there, right? Anytime you have those young quarterbacks and they get outside of the pocket, you're just hoping that they make good decisions because so many things can happen that can go wrong when you throw it downfield like that. He got away with it there and in a big way.
This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory, right at the 40. McDonald. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. From the gun, McDonald. It's hauled in by Wilson, 6'4" tight end. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Throwing on 3rd and long. McDonald. And he'll find Hall. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Throwing on 1st down. McDonald. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Throwing is McDonald. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tease Tabor. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. There goes Duke Johnson. Touchdown, Houston. Duke Johnson, 83 yards. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he returns this to the 22.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. McDonald flush to his right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
To throw again, McDonald. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Brings up 3rd down.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll go with a big bank Fournette. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Touchdown.
Leonard Fournette. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are back within a score. It certainly worked, but that was a gutsy call to go for it on 4th and short.
Yeah, not sure I would have made that call, but give them a ton of credit for deciding to go for it and not only doing it, but doing it in fine fashion. Takes me back to this summer when we were touring camps. Remember we watched them practice, and they worked hard in these situations, and they blocked it up perfectly.
And defensively, they were so worried about the line of scrimmage. Once he got past that first wave of tacklers, goodbye.
For Jacksonville.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again is Watson. And he'll find Moreau here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
At the 42-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Catch made, it's Moreau. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
That's another.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to run.
Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. And it's a fumble. And the Jags grab it. 20. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we...
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line.
The Jaguars.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
first and 10. McDonald. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sack back at the 29. J.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season.
It's second down.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the gun, McDonald. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or
and that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
By number 10.
An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was looking that time for Stills, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And now Watson throws another interception.
Watson's
picked off at the 38.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Switch it, come on, switch it. Check, lucky.
On 1st down, McDonald. Dancing to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Zach Cunningham in there to drop him for a loss on the play.
On the tackle. It's 2nd down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
To throw on 3rd down, McDonald. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Tease Tabor. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on? And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 41. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
the Texans.
McDonald sets to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Well, that last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. Operating from the gun, McDonald. This ball caught by his tight end, Wilson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Field goal. A 54-yard attempt.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the lead grows to 14 at 24-10. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. Out to the left, that's where the tight end Moreau is. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
At the 40-yard line.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
On first down, it's Watson. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call. But they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
10 at the 42-yard line.
On first down, Watson eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 54 yards away. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now a throw left sideline here is complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
A gain of 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre.
Now look at this. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Check. Check. 6 guard. Check 6 guard.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That 2nd down play nets a -4. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Here's a quick throw out left. It's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. That time the conversion comes courtesy of the RPO.
And know what it did? It moved the sticks. Nice pickup on 3rd down. Even better decision.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hall. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 37-yard line. From the gun, it's McDonald. Flush to his right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10. Thanks for tagging along with us here from Houston, Texas. Throwing again. McDonald. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
On 3rd down, Fournette. And he'll be taken down well before the 1st at about the 36-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Here's Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 18. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Throwing on 1st down. McDonald. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Michael Davis. And he will score. It's a touchdown. So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. 20. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now a handoff looking right. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Definitely too early to panic, but that is his 4th carry of the game, and collectively has in total 10 yards. So maybe there's no panic, but maybe some concern.
Yeah, and maybe a little concern up front because they're not giving him any space right now. The Texans here on 3rd down putting an extra defender in the secondary. Here's McDonald to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Watson on 1st down. Flushed out right. Pass incomplete.
Watson on the keeper.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. To throw again. Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 16 yards, a 1st down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the 1st. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson being chased out left. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Out of the gun, Watson. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 16. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. They'll roll him out right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Watson. Open man is Cooks. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Out of the gun, McDonald. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Davis. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
Take over 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get him down right around the 16. It was Taven Bryan who got him down defensively.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Back to throw, Watson. Rolling to his right. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out.
And I don't know if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems. And this qualifies as a big problem.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead.
But I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Total.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
This is it. Play team. Let's go, B. Let's go. Let's get there. Hey, check right 39. Check right 39. Oh,
down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Today's final score.
Great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles. And really the difference, obviously, was that fourth quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that come.